Today on Welcome Home Custom, we are going to learn how to assemble this beautiful butterfly. Going to put together our butterfly quilt. I printed out my color planner. I have my pieces currently sorted by species of wood. It's probably easiest to sort by your numbers. Unfortunately for this one, it's not unfortunate, I actually figured out a workaround, but I duplicated some of my numbers. So what I ended up doing to make it easier, all of the background pieces that are not the butterfly will have an A, and then anything that is just the butterfly will have no additional A, it'll just be the number. So any background is an A, and no background is just the number. Okay, so when you're putting it together, make sure you look for the A. Okay, so what we're gonna do is first we are going to grab out my backer, and I cut it to 24 by 24 inches. It's 1/4 inch MDF that I get from Home Depot. I'm going to go ahead and start with the outside pieces first, and then I am going to probably then place my butterfly. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Just looking at the planner, I am just going to start placing my pieces. Again, I would probably sort these by number so it's easier rather than by, is that right? No. Rather than sorting by species of wood like I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward as I go through and place all these pieces, and then we can jump to the next step. Okay, so now that we have everything placed, we are going to work on getting the pieces tight. Now this one is a little different because of the nature just of the curves and everything. You really need to kind of work it a little bit. So I found that pushing up from the bottom to get it tight around the butterfly's body, and then you are going to push in with the wings, push down, push in some more until you have it really tight against his body. Okay, you don't want any gaps. So you'll notice that the more you mess with it and push in, the tighter it's gonna get. All right. So now that we have the butterfly somewhat tight, we can go through and just gently push our background into place. We might need to finesse a little bit more looking at this. You can see where you need to shift to get your pieces just a little bit tighter. And 'tis the season for wood that wants to warp. There is no moisture in the air, so wood is definitely popping a little bit more than normal. And that is not the fault of any manufacturer selling wood, that is just the time of year. You'll notice that when you get a void of humidity in the air, your wood will definitely warp. Okay, So that's looking pretty good. I'll need to make sure that when I go to tape, I'm pulling some of these spots in a little tighter. But she is looking pretty good, I think. You can tell, again, just where there's slight gaps that if you just tweak it just one way or another, it typically will pull in to place. So let's go ahead and let me grab out my tape. Got a new roll. So let's go ahead and tape this up. Definitely gonna have to do the glue and sandwich trick because you can see where I've got pieces that are popping up, especially this oak piece right here. I love this oak in the butterfly wing. It's probably my favorite wood I put in here. It just makes sense. Just looks good. Okay. So let's go ahead and place a piece right there. I always like to do one around the edges, top, bottom, and sides, just for extra support. It looks like I might need one more right here. Okay, so we've got it taped up. We can grab our second half of the MDF board that we cut to use as our sandwich. So we are just going to slide it off, grab both sides and flip. And we are going to expose all of our lovely numbers on the back. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Trying to move it over so we got a little room. All right, so now we are going to take our glue. We're just going to plop it right onto the board. My glue is a little thicker than it should be because I may or may not have left my cap off. And I'm just going to spread the glue. Getting out to our edges. All right, now I'm going to place this right on top. So glue and all, just set it right on top of your butterfly. We are then going to immediately grab and flip. Take your board off. So you got really crazy there. So we are now going to move it over to the side and feel the top. Just feeling my edges to make sure that I don't have any areas hanging over. Okay. I think that's feeling pretty good. So now we are going to go grab my sandbags real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my MDF back on top. And then I am going to place my sandbags right on top of the board. I'm going to grab one more. We will let this dry and come unveil it in a little bit.
So that's it. This beautiful butterfly emerged when I removed my tape. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful and subscribe for more tutorials.